Hi guys. So if you feel it in your heart and you think you would like to support my channel, go check out the Patreon page down below. Have a wonderful meditation. Thank you.
Are you ready to meditate with Corey? Lay down and get comfortable. Close your eyes if you want to and listen, or you can leave your eyes open until they want to close when you start to get sleepy. Make sure it's not too light in your room and everything is perfect so that you can relax. Take a nice deep breath, breathe in and breathe out, and let go of your busy day. This is time for you to relax and start to unwind. I have a story to share with you today. A story about one of my close friends. His name is Martin, and Martin is an octopus. Martin is quite an interesting fellow. He's very, very shy. Actually, most octopuses are shy, but Martin is especially shy. He's so shy that it's very, very difficult to get to know him. In fact, no one really knows Martin. Not until he met Lexi, and then everything changed. But let me tell you all about Martin the octopus. Martin's greatest fear that people or other octopuses or other animals, whoever it was, they wouldn't like him. That was his greatest fear. He was always worried about everyone else and what everyone else thought about him. He was worried to the point that Martin, every single time he came into contact with another octopus or another fish or a person, whoever, he would do this thing where he would change his appearance, he would change his color, he would change his texture, and he would change just so he thought that they would like him. He would change his color to fit in to whoever it was that he was talking to, so he looked the same as them. He would change the texture of his skin so that he felt the same as whoever it was that he was talking to. He constantly was changing because he was afraid that if he didn't fit in, if he was himself, truly himself, that someone wouldn't like him. This meant that no one ever really knew Martin, because How can you know someone that's constantly changing? How can you know someone that doesn't have opinions or isn't honest or isn't truthful about what they like or what they don't like and who they are and what they believe in and what they stand for? Martin never shared any of that stuff with anyone. All he would do was agree with them. He would go along with what they were saying. He would act like he was just like whoever it was that he was talking to the point that Martin didn't have his own identity. That meant Martin really wasn't anybody. Martin was everybody. Martin didn't know himself. He changed so much. He didn't know what he liked. He didn't know what he didn't like. Martin was just so scared that someone wouldn't like him, that he was never actually himself and no one ever knew him. If anyone got close to knowing Martin, he would do this thing where he would squirt black ink and a big cloud of black ink would come up around him and all around him in the ocean, and he would just swim off very quickly and disappear. Like most octopuses, Martin could get into very, very small places because he didn't have any bones. He was very flexible. And if he thought someone was getting to know him or someone was kind of listening to him and understanding him, or there was the slightest chance that they might actually form an opinion about him, he would do this thing where he would squirt ink, a big cloud of ink would come around him, they wouldn't be able to see him anymore, and he would swim backwards, forwards, any direction, because that's what octopuses can do, they can swim in any direction. He would swim very quickly and he would disappear into holes or crevices or nooks or crannies in the coral or anywhere in shipwrecks, anywhere he could disappear into, and he could disappear into holes as small as the size of a dime. Now that's cool. That's because he didn't have any bones. Anyway, he would do this if he thought someone was getting to know him because, like I said, he was so scared that people wouldn't like him, that other animals wouldn't like him, that he just avoided anyone ever getting to know him. There was one time that he tried to swim away from someone so quickly, he got one of his legs stuck and his entire leg came off. Luckily for Martin, octopuses, when they lose a leg, they grow them back. So he grew back his leg, but still, that's how afraid he was of anyone getting to know him. He actually lost a leg trying to get away. That's crazy. I should explain why Martin is the way that he is. Martin is actually a very, very lovable octopus. He's very kind and loving, and he's kind of peaceful and shy and quiet. That's the real Martin. Did you know that Martin has 3 hearts? All octopuses have 3 hearts. Now, how cool is that? He has 3 hearts. And for Martin, those 3 hearts were kind of important. He was very, very scared of getting his hearts hurt. That's why he never showed him his true self. That's why he never acted like who he really was, because he was so scared that he would get hurt if people didn't like him, that it would hurt his feelings. And of course, having 3 hearts, it would hurt extra, because he was so sensitive. Martin had to go to school. And when he went to school, he was very good at avoiding getting too close to anyone. Especially at break times and lunch times, he would kind of keep himself to himself. But if he did talk with any of the other octopuses, he would just change. He would change his colour, change his skin, just change to fit in so that they didn't really notice him, and he just kind of fitted in like everyone else, and he never ever stood out. There was a new octopus at school. She was a hen. That means she was female. Female octopuses are called hens. The new octopus at school was called Lexi. And you wouldn't believe what Lexi did. Over the first couple of days, Martin watched Lexi at break times and lunch times. Lexi did exactly the same thing as Martin. He watched her. Every time she talked to different octopuses and different creatures, she would change her colour, or she would change the texture of her skin so that she looked just like them. And over a couple of days, just watching her, he was like, I think that Lexi is just like me. I think maybe Lexi could be a lot like me. One day, Martin decided he was going to go over to Lexi and talk to her. He swam over and said, very shyly, Hi, my name's Martin, and I think you might be just like me. Lexi looked at Martin and instantly knew what he meant. Did a big giant squirt. Black ink went all over both of them, and she swam away very quickly. Of course, when she did the big giant squirt, it made Martin jump, and he did a big giant squirt, and he swam in the opposite direction. That was the first time that they met. That was the first time Martin had dared to talk to her. And they both did the squirting motion and disappeared into the darkness, trying to get away from each other, because I think Lexi knew that Martin knew her. Martin could tell that she was just like him. And that kind of scared Lexi, because Lexi was just like Martin, and she was afraid and shy, and she didn't want anyone to not like her, and she had 3 hearts just like Martin, and she was very lovable and kind, but she was very sensitive too, and she was so worried that if Martin could see through her disguises, he would get to know her, and if he gets to know her, then he might not like her, and if he doesn't like her, just like Martin, that would be the end of the world for them. The next day, Martin just thought he best watch from afar. He best not go over to Lexi and scare her again. And the day after that, he watched from afar. And the day after that, he watched from afar. At the same time, Lexi was watching Martin. And the day after that, Lexi was watching Martin. And the day after that, and the day after that, they were watching each other. Now, there's a problem when you get 2 shy people like that, who could potentially be really good friends. But they're both so shy and so scared of not being liked that it was stopping them from actually becoming friends with someone new. You know, it's really, really easy for us all to be nervous, and it's really, really easy, if you think about it, at school, for us all to kind of change just to fit in, or change the way that we think or feel, or not really share or really be honest how we think or we feel, just so we fit in, just so other people will like us. I think we all do that sometimes, don't we? So we could understand how Martin and Lexi felt. But the sad thing is, how are they ever going to become friends if they don't come out of their shell? If they don't start to be honest and be their true selves, then how is anyone ever going to get to know them and like them just because they're who they are? If we're not our true selves, then how do we know if anyone really ever likes us? We don't, do we? If we're pretending to be someone else just to fit in, and people like us, then do they really like us? Or do they just like who we're pretending to be? And it's not much fun pretending to be someone that you're not, because that gets really, really tiring. And eventually, we'll crack, and we'll end up being who we are at the end of the day. So, Lexi and Martin have to learn to be okay with being themselves. And they have to learn to be comfortable with being themselves. Otherwise, will they ever really know if anyone truly likes them? They'll never ever know, will they? We'll have to see how Lexi and Martin do. I'll let you know some other time. Right now, let's get comfortable, completely comfortable, and get ready to go to sleep. If you haven't done so already, close your eyes. Make sure that you stay very still. Keep your body still once you get comfy. I'd like you to just focus on the space right there on the top of your head. Imagine that the top of your head and the back of your head are starting to get very relaxed and comfortable. Imagine that the top of your head and the back of your head and the space across your forehead are all warm and comfortable and relaxed. With your eyes closed, allow your eyes to just roll back so that you can kind of stare into that space, into that darkness in the middle of your forehead. And there in that space in the middle of your forehead, you can start to imagine that you're swimming under the ocean. You're swimming just like Martin or Lexi. You could be swimming just like a mermaid or a merman. The water is cool and refreshing and very, very clean and sparkly blue. You don't have to go up for air while you're down there. You're just like one of the sea creatures. You can swim for a long time without having to breathe. Use your imagination and imagine you're just like that, swimming through the ocean. And as you swim, you relax. Your neck, your chest, your back, all relax with the cool sensations of the water all around your body. Swimming deeper and deeper, and as you swim deeper, you come face to face with more creatures. Everyone is friendly, busy doing their thing, swimming, eating, playing. And as you swim deeper and deeper, your body relaxes even more into the swimming. It feels very easy to just float through the water. The base of your back and your tummy, all of your ribs relax as you swim. Sparkling light coming through from the moon down through the ocean, and it reflects off the fish and the coral, and everything is sparkling and pretty. It's very, very peaceful down in the ocean, underneath the waves and the stars and the moon. You keep going deeper and deeper. There's shipwrecks where you can swim through the base of the big giant boats, covered in coral with tiny little fishes everywhere, all different colors. You could swim through the holes and the windows. You move very quickly through the water. You can imagine that you're like Martin with no bones, and you can get through the tiny little cracks on the ship, the smallest of holes. And you taste and you touch things with your suckers on all of your legs. That's what they do. Martin tastes things with his suckers so he knows if it's something he can eat or not. That's what you could do in your imagination. You have very, very good eyesight as an octopus, very good, but you don't hear anything. Octopuses don't hear anything, but they see everything. Swimming deeper and deeper, exploring all the different creatures, all the different things to see at the base of the ocean. Your hips and your legs and your feet relax. Your toes, your fingers, and your hands relax. Your wrists, elbows, shoulders, relax. Your skin, your bones, your blood, every single cell in your body is relaxed. Your eyes, your nose, ears, cheeks, jaw, tongue is relaxed. Tiny little follicles on your head. Every single strand of hair is relaxed. Your heart, your lungs, all of your organs are relaxed. very, very sleepy now. It would feel really nice to just go to sleep right now. Go to sleep, my little friend. Go to sleep.